That's a nice case. Good hard shell case.
Yeah, but it's been broken in.
Yeah.
So do you want to sing it, or do you want me to sing it with you, or?
We could trade off on verses or something.
Okay.
You could start off.
Okay.
I'll just follow you.
Okay. Well, my name is Margie Carmichael, and I've added Scotto to that after I got married. My husband, Michael, we were married 40 years. I've got 2 children, Mark and John. Originally lived in Elliotville, PEI. Grew up in a house with a family of 10 children, a grandmother and a father and father. I've always loved writing when I was a kid. That's probably, before I went to school, I wanted to write. That's new just to me, even. Now, I wanted to be a writer. Holy smokes. Oh, the torture I put myself through. Should have started right then. I was writing songs and they were all terrible. Oh, God, I knew so much. Love songs, heartbreak. I was able to write and it didn't matter what I wrote. I didn't judge myself, I'd love to go back there to that, because we're critics of our own selves, right? I did a lot of playing by myself in coffee houses, and believe it or not, I went to the bootleggers different times with my brothers. I was underage, but if I played guitar, they got free beer, so win-win. And I learned entirely out of spite. Our father had a guitar. One time it had 6 strings on it, but after God knows how many years, I guess the thing was that nobody could afford to replace the strings. And long and short of it is, I sneaked upstairs to the attic, which was scary as hell. Trust me, I really wanted to learn. I sneaked up to the attic with the guitar, and with those 4 strings, I made a chord system that worked till I was 17 when I finally learned standard. Ended up in Charlottetown. I went to UPEI for the first year, and I really wanted to become a social worker. And I figured out, much to my chagrin, that I don't think I'd be a good social worker. And as life proved later, I proved out to be a much better client than I did as a social worker. I just did the old freshman frolic. I never skipped a class in my life till I went to university. However, that's where I met Lenny Gallant, and then later on, we formed Speed the Plow. We played for 2 years. So our repertoire was Lenny's songs, the odd one I would write, and fiddle tunes. That was a really, really good learning experience for me. Plus, I got to see some of the country. I wish I could have done that forever. So I sang with Teresa Doyle, and we sang in a group called the Lemon Sisters. Roy Johnson, Steve Sharrett, and myself, we did this song and skit show called Hold the Haggis. I did get to perform at Catherine McKinnon's barn one of those years too, and that was really good. I've been a musician and a singer and a playwright and a songwriter, a mom and a neighbor and a friend and an accompanist. That's my favorite part of music. I had one success that stands above everything I've ever done. There was a musical based on my book. We took some of the stories out and made a show of it. And a lot of my songs were in there too. That was the feather on my cap. My grandmother would say it was the most amazing thing. They called it Stories from the Red Dirt Road.
Not too many marks on the Martin there, though. I'll take that.
Oh,
Not too many. A
no,
few.
not too many. But the beauty of it is I made them myself. So
Yeah, exactly. That's cool about the 4 strings on the guitar. When you're saying it only had the 4 strings in it, so you come up with your own tuning.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I tell you, if I had that ambition, and if I had that kind of ethic today, boy, oh boy.
As you got writing more and more, any songs that you really love to do or that have a special meaning to you?
Well, most of them do. Most of them do. I had a rough patch in my life. That's where my social work counseling came in so well. I did write a lot of songs about that, though. It's only I didn't know that I was writing about me. Because it didn't come out. I didn't remember an awful lot of things. I guess from the inside, I had some truth to what I was writing, and I always wanted it to be positive outcomes.
Yeah.
I wanted them to, if anyone heard, that they would feel strong. I really liked a song called Broken Dolls, which for the first time when I sang it at an Anderson House benefit, a woman, she was like in her 80s, she collects broken toys and fixes them. And she collected a bunch of dolls. And she gave me one, swaddled like a baby, just swaddled like a little baby. And you know what? The year she gave me that, I'd lost a baby. I'd miscarried early in the pregnancy. And why do things like that happen? It was just like, what a happy ending to,
What a gift.
Gift, yeah. For both of us.
Yeah.
Because obviously, she related,
Yeah.
I wrote a lot of farm songs. One about loss of our family farm. It was called Old MacDonald. Love that one. Some of my neighbors who've heard that song, I didn't mention it was about our parents at all, but that's where I was coming from. But this one neighbor said, I had no idea how hard it was for your mom. Wow. And it was, So things like that can happen, and other people will say, yeah, well, you know what, though? He gave it the best he could,
To keep the farm.
Yeah.
What about, because the Red Dirt Road is like the one that I grew up hearing it, and what's that song about?
Oh, the red dirt road wasn't easy traveling, especially early in the spring. The mud to the belly made many turn back, so forget about planning anything. People got the horses up and graded it themselves. They didn't need a road machine. They didn't need politicians to improve the conditions, and the grass grew green on the red dirt road. The red dirt road, on the red dirt road.
Riding to the Kayleys, dropping in on the neighbor's church on a Sunday too. I never made strangers with the fella next door like these times tend to do. Oh, the doctor dropped by if anyone was sick. Half the time he never got a cent. Oh, the red dirt road made neighbors of us all. We were all content on the red dirt road. The red dirt road, on the red dirt road.
Everybody had pictures taken by the car, right? Well, we use this to as the cover for our Carmichael Sisters recording that we did. There's Urban, Julie, Danny, Duncan. Jenny was probably away in school. Leona, Noreen, myself, Urban. And Johnny wasn't born then yet. Oh, Hilda wasn't there either. Then the auto was invented, the horses were tormented, and everybody started giving in. Soon a lot of them were driving fancy little rigs, and they were sporting their expensive little rings. They widened all the ruts and erased a lot of dust, and it settled on a wagon and a sleigh. And when the red dirt road wasn't open with the load, the day hid away. And that was probably the earliest picture of me. Not a very good one, but that's me. I think I was around 6 then. Oh, I grew up on a red dirt road. My feet got tough on a red dirt road. I fell